Hello, in this video, I will demonstrate how to import data in RStudio. There are several ways to import data in RStudio. Remember that some datasets are already available inside packages or our libraries. In the following example, I will use the melanoma dataset, which is already included in a package called mass. You can see that I have opened RStudio. On my left panel, I have an R script with the codes that we will use for this demonstration. Everything that is written in green are nodes. These are not executed in the R console, and you will see the results on the right in the console panel. Okay, let's load the mass library. I just type library mass and the prompt is active again, telling me that the package is already loaded. Inside this package, I have a dataset called melanoma. I can use the function data melanoma to load this dataset into the memory of R in RStudio. And as you can see in the environment panel down on the left, it is already loaded with 205 observations for 7 variables. If I want to view a spreadsheet with the content of this dataset, I can use the function view and the name of the dataset. And you can see on the left, I have this data frame with each variable in a column and the observations in the rows. With this information, now I can do or apply several functions. If I want to print the first elements of the data frame, I can use the function head, followed by the name of the data frame, as you can see here. You can also print the last elements of the data frame using the function tail. If you want a list of the names of the variables included in the data frame, you can use the function names followed by the name of the data frame, as you can see here. Now that the data frame is loaded, I can perform several functions or analysis with the content of the data frame. Let's say I want to summarize the mean, the median, and the quartiles, minimum and maximum values of one of the numerical variables inside the dataset. I can apply the function summary and then write the name of the data frame followed by the $sign and the name of the variable. And this will give me the summary statistics for a numerical variable. If I don't want to write every time the name of the data frame and just write the name of the variables inside the data frame, I can use the function attach. This allows R to have access to the variables without writing the dataset name. Let's do it for this dataset. I'm going to attach the melanoma dataset, and now I can apply different functions directly using the name of the variables. For example, I want to do the summary statistics of the thickness of the lesion present in this data frame, and I can use summary, then the name of the variable, and I have the summary statistics. And I can also do the count of observations per category in the nominal variable sex, as you can see here. We have 126 cases without melanoma and 79 with melanoma. Now let's try to import a file into RStudio. Remember that you can always restart your R session with the Ctrl+Shift+F10 to clear the objects in the memory of R and RStudio and to clear your global workspace. I'm going to do that because I want to load another dataset. As you can see in my environment, now it's clear, and I can define my working directory. Remember that you can do that using the menu Session, Set Working Directory, and then you choose the directory where you want to work. In this case, I have already set my working directory, and now I want to import a .csv file into R. The easiest way is to follow the menu. You click in File, Import Dataset, and you select from Text using the base function. And it will display a pop-up window where you can select the CSV file that you want to import. In this case, I want to import the birdweight.csv file. And it will display a window where I can write the name of the dataset. Let's say I want to call it my data. I will select the encoding. Usually you can set up this as automatic or otherwise to UTF-8. You can decide if the first row of this CSV file contains the variable names. In this case, I will select heading yes. As you can see, the separator of the values is the comma, and the decimals are defined by a period. You can preview the file before importing it, and if everything is all right, you can just click Import. As you can see, now I have a data frame called My Data with 189 observations of 11 variables. And now I can start working with this data. If your CSV file uses semicolons as separators and commas for decimals, instead of using the read.csv function, you will use the readcsv2 function. And to finish this video, let's create a table 1 with the content of the data frame that we already imported. I'm going to install first the furniture package. Now that it's installed, I can load the library furniture. I will attach my data, and I will use the function table1 followed by the name of the data frame, and then separated by commas the names of the variables I want to include in my table 1. For those variables that are nominal or categorical variables, I can specify that these are factors. As you can see here, the variable smoke is a factor. The variable HT or hypertension and race are factors. And you can split the content of the table 1 by an outcome variable, in this case, low birth weight. Let's execute this code and see the result. That's all for now. If you want to import Excel files, you can repeat the procedure for comma-separated values, but instead of selecting Import Dataset from Text, you will select Import Dataset from Excel.